So as we spoke about last time, this is the session where we're going to spend a good chunk of the session doing what we described as imaginal exposure last time. I know we fielded a number of questions last time, but I want to just check in before we start anything to make sure that you're still on board with doing this, with our understanding what we're going to do and why. Is that something that you're still feeling ready to try?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay. So what we're going to do, just as a reminder, is typically this works best. It allows people to get more immersed in the experience and make it more effective if they're able to close their eyes during it. Is that something that you would feel comfortable doing, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to do that, and then as a reminder of what we spoke about last time, I'm going to ask you to describe from some starting point. When you think about the original trauma, what do you think the best starting point might be in terms of retelling this story so we can focus in on the main part? But there was a lead into it. I don't know where you think makes sense to start. Had you given that any thought, or what do you think would be best?
Well, I guess it depends. Like how long before it would it be when I initially saw her across the street, when I came out of my office building?
Maybe so. I guess it could be either. It's helpful to have a little bit of lead in so we can set the stage, because the goal is for you to kind of be immersed in the memory. So at whatever starting, either of those seem like it could work. It's up to you. But whatever starting point where we can kind of recreate what the environment was like and what you were feeling like, and then so I don't know. Do you have a leaning for where it would be best to start?
I saw her pretty soon after I came out of my office building.
So maybe as you're maybe approaching leaving the building, maybe, do you think that maybe that makes sense? Okay, so how about we'll get started, and I'll invite you to close your eyes, and what I'm going to ask you to do is to take me through it, and we'll do from that starting point, and I'm going to prompt you as needed to get a sense of what it was like, and we're going to have you retell the story in the present tense as if it's happening right now. So all the experiences you've had at the time, and the thoughts you were having, and the feelings you were having. Okay? So as soon as you're ready, why don't you describe in present tense, starting from where you said, where you were approaching the departure from the building, and why don't you just tell me what you remember hearing in present tense, seeing, if you recall what you were wearing, what was around you, anything like that to help set the stage.
I remember I was wearing black pants.
So I'm wearing black pants.
I'm wearing black pants. It's black shoes. And I have on a light pink blouse. And it's a fall day. So I'm walking outside. I go through the doors. I take a right after I exit the building, and I'm meeting my friend on the same side of the block. So I turn, I come out the doors, turn right, and I remember it was a little bit of a cool day.
So it's a cool day.
Mm-hmm. I can feel the breeze, and the sun is shining. I'm walking down the street. I'm approaching the corner. And I turn to face the street, and I see my friend on the other side. And the light turns red, and she sees me. I wave. She waves and smiles. Do you want to know anything about her?
You're doing great. Just what's on your mind right now as you're seeing her wave to you, you're thinking and feeling what?
Happy. She's my college friend, and I haven't seen her very much lately, and I invited her out for lunch. So I see her, and the light's red, and she begins to walk toward me, and I see her. I think her phone was ringing because I could hear a sound.
So you hear a sound.
I hear a sound.
Sounds like it could be her phone ringing.
Mm-hmm. And as she is walking toward me, a car drives through the stoplight and hits her.
And you see what?
I see her body fly in the air.
Anything else?
Well, after she hits the ground, I pretty immediately see a lot of blood. And I could hear the car driving away.
And you're thinking,
I feel paralyzed, as if I can't move, and then all of a sudden I run toward her because I feel anxious and nervous and terrified and guilty. And as I run to her, and she's wearing a white blouse, and it's covered in blood. And I kneel down and grab her body, and it's a dead weight in my arms.
and you're thinking,
I think she might be dead, but how can that be? She was alive a second ago. I invited her out to meet me for lunch. It's my fault.
it's your fault. She just got hit.
She wouldn't be crossing the street if it weren't for my invitation.
Mm-hmm. So you're holding her, and what happens next?
I'm screaming for somebody to call 911. And I see that I'm also covered in blood at this point. And I continue to scream.
And then what happens?
eventually an ambulance comes.
And then what?
Well, I'm removed from her body, and they take her body in the ambulance.
And you're thinking,
I can't believe that this happened. I'm responsible.
and then what happened next?
Well, the ambulance drives off.
And what are you doing?
I'm standing on the side of the road, watching in disbelief.
And what happens next?
Well, the ambulance is driving away, and then the police are there, and they're trying to ask me questions, but I'm crying hysterically. And I just want to get out of there.
What are they asking you?
If I saw the car, what happened, any other information I have.
And then what?
And then then the police leave, and I take a taxi to the hospital to see if I can see if for sure my friend had died.
And then what do you find out?
That she was killed by the car.
And what are you thinking?
It has to be my fault. I'm responsible.
And what do you do next?
Call my mom.
And what does she say?
I'm hysterically crying as I'm telling her, and she says she'll come meet me and to say where I am.
And then she comes. So I want you to keep your eyes closed. You're doing an excellent, excellent job. Really, really terrific. And I'm going to have you go through that all again, except for this role play. I'm not. So we can have you stop the role play, and we can stop that.